We're going to Walmart.
Look at all this car stuff. I'm in heaven. What's that mean? I can get bread, milk, and an air rifle.
For decades, international news broadcasts, political talk shows, and social media algorithms across Western Europe presented a single, unwavering depiction of the United States. Audiences in major European capitals were continually told that North America was experiencing a deep social and institutional decline. Television coverage routinely emphasized urban tension, political division, and volatile public safety, instilling widespread anxiety in prospective foreign travelers. As a result, millions of Europeans grew up perceiving the United States as an unpredictable and high-risk destination, firmly convinced that their own historic cities and regulated social structures offered a far superior quality of life. This prevailing narrative faced its ultimate test when massive waves of European football supporters traveled across the Atlantic for the FIFA World Cup.
Any doubts that I had about this USA crowd are gone and more. This is probably, for me, between social media and in person, the single best U.S. men's national team environment I've ever seen. I think there are close to 10,000 people in this march to the stadium right now. This could be potentially the best environment of the entire World Cup thus far, going bar for bar with England.
Traveling to support their national teams in host stadiums stretching from the East Coast to the Pacific Northwest, many fans arrived with extreme caution, expecting to encounter hostile urban environments, unhelpful crowds, and widespread instability. Foreign visitors planned to remain strictly within isolated tournament zones before returning home as quickly as possible.
First impressions of the England fans here in Dallas is this is going to be insane. They completely took over Texas Live. This is by far and away going to be the best fan experience that I've had this far on my journey. Also, I asked like 10 to 12 of them, like, what do I need to do to be a true England fan? And everyone was like, you just need to get on the beers.
However, as match schedules required fans to travel between distant host venues, hundreds of thousands of European tourists made the decision to rent vehicles and drive across the country. What began as a practical transportation solution quickly transformed into a profound cultural revelation. Moving through suburban corridors, state highways, and small-town communities across the American heartland completely dismantled the dark expectations crafted by international news networks. Instead of chaos and hostility, European drivers encountered miles of pristine interstate highways, remarkable public infrastructure, and exceptionally welcoming local communities.
Let's do it. Oh my God! How big is it?
Hey, first bite.
First bite, man. That's your first ever bite of Texas barbecue. What do you think?
Amazing! Like not hard. The texture tender. Umami, delicious. More!
Everyday citizens regularly offered assistance, shared directions, and welcomed foreign visitors into local gatherings. Suburban neighborhoods revealed quiet, well-maintained residential streets where families lived with a level of space and personal security that directly contradicted foreign media reports.
We owe America a huge apology because America is nothing like what the media tells us. Everyone is so friendly, everyone is so accommodating, and I've honestly had the best time. I fly home Sunday and the English have a song where we say, please don't take me home, I just don't want to go to work, let me stay here and drink all your beer. And I've never resonated with that song more than in America for this World Cup. I wish I could stay and finish the tournament watching England.
By the time the tournament concluded, thousands of returning European tourists posted emotional travel reflections online, acknowledging that the negative portrayals of daily American life presented back home were vastly exaggerated and misleading. To understand the intensity of this cultural shock, one must examine the deep media conditioning foreign visitors experienced prior to departure. European news outlets frequently operate on sensationalized reporting that prioritizes domestic crises and social conflicts in foreign nations. For years, European audiences received a steady stream of reports highlighting systemic breakdowns, creating an impression that ordinary life in North America was inherently stressful and unsafe. Prior to the tournament, European travel forums were filled with nervous inquiries regarding road safety, local interactions, and urban navigation, demonstrating the extent to which foreign reporting had shaped public perception. When Match Logistics forced international visitors to navigate expansive metropolitan regions, static travel plans were no longer viable. Venue locations across Texas, Pennsylvania, Missouri, Georgia, and California meant that foreign fans had to move across vast distances. Choosing the open road over rigid group tours, European tourists took to major interstate routes like I-95, I-70, and I-10, exposing themselves to the true day-to-day reality of the American landscape. The initial structural contrast became apparent the moment drivers exited urban centers. Driving across Western Europe often involves navigating narrow medieval roads, managing strict speed restrictions, paying high motorway tolls, and dealing with expensive fuel prices. In contrast, foreign drivers in North America encountered expansive multi-lane highway networks engineered for maximum volume and long-distance travel. Stopping at major suburban travel centers and regional hubs further shocked foreign visitors. Accustomed to small, minimal filling stations in Europe, tourists were amazed by commercial plazas featuring dozens of fuel dispensers, spotlessly maintained public facilities, and vast retail floors operating continuously.
This is one of the most American things I've experienced so far. You can get free unlimited refills at the water park. For $20 a day, every 15 minutes, you get a free Coke. Not water, Coke.
The sheer efficiency, cleanliness, and operational scale of everyday American roadside infrastructure left visitors questioning why their own domestic facilities appeared far more limited by comparison.
Free samples?
Yeah, man.
Coming here every day. This place is huge. This is an entire grilled chicken.
Yeah, and?
It's only $5.
Beyond physical infrastructure, the most significant impact on foreign visitors stemmed from interactions with local residents. In many dense European capitals, social norms favor formal distance and privacy, making spontaneous interactions with strangers relatively uncommon. European travelers had been led to believe that Americans were either indifferent or confrontational toward outsiders. Instead, foreign tourists across host states encountered extraordinary civic hospitality. Local residents routinely stepped in to assist travelers with vehicle trouble, suggested regional dining spots, and provided directions without expecting anything in return. In multiple instances, local families hosting tailgate events outside stadiums invited foreign fans to join them, sharing food and hospitality with total strangers. These genuine, unscripted moments of community warmth proved deeply moving to European visitors, who realized that the social hostility described in foreign news broadcasts bore little resemblance to actual American civic life. Driving through suburban communities offered foreign guests another striking realization regarding residential living standards. International reporting frequently focused on urban centers experiencing economic strain, creating a skewed perception that residential decay was universal. However, as tourists traveled through suburban corridors in states like Ohio, Indiana, North Carolina, and Florida, they observed orderly neighborhoods defined by spacious single-family homes, manicured lawns, and active community parks. Seeing children playing safely outdoors, unfenced properties, and quiet evening streets highlighted a level of spatial abundance, privacy, and suburban safety that middle-class European city dwellers, constrained by tiny apartments and high housing costs, rarely experience. The stark contrast between media depictions of nationwide breakdown and the serene reality of American suburban life exposed the degree to which foreign reporting had distorted facts. Everyday commercial convenience also played a major role in transforming visitor perspectives. Throughout Western Europe, public amenities are frequently subject to user fees, strict operating hours, and administrative regulations. Public restrooms in transit hubs often require cash payments. Dining establishments charge for basic tap water while omitting ice, and retail stores routinely close early on weekends. In North America, foreign travelers entered a consumer environment engineered entirely around ease and accessibility. Universal high-capacity air conditioning provided continuous comfort during summer heat waves, while dining establishments offered complimentary water and free beverage refills as standard practice. The widespread availability of clean, free public restrooms across retail centers, along with multi-lane drive-thrus, driverless rideshare services, and round-the-clock commercial access, demonstrated an operational model designed to minimize daily friction for citizens and visitors alike. As the tournament reached its conclusion, the disparity between media narratives and real-world experiences sparked a massive online conversation. European travelers used digital platforms to share unscripted footage of their road trips, documenting pristine highways, modern suburban facilities, and positive interactions with local residents. These first-hand accounts challenged long-held domestic assumptions, prompting widespread debate across international commentary spaces. Upon returning to their home countries, many European visitors experienced severe reverse culture shock. Re-entering dense, space-constrained European cities, where administrative friction, high taxation, older housing stock, and restrictive commercial hours define daily life, felt unexpectedly restrictive after weeks of experiencing spatial freedom and seamless modern infrastructure. Ultimately, the mass travel events surrounding the World Cup demonstrated that direct personal experience remains the most powerful antidote to media distortion. While no nation is entirely free of socio-economic challenges, the real-world conditions of the United States, defined by massive infrastructure, unmatched spatial abundance, and exceptional community warmth, proved far more impressive than international headlines had ever led foreign audiences to believe. What are your thoughts on how media portrayals compare to real-world travel experiences? If you were planning a road trip across the United States, which region would you choose to explore first? Share your perspectives and observations in the comments section below.